Hello, hello. How is everybody? This is Jyoti Singhvi and we are going live. Hello, everyone. Say hello. If you are watching us live, I know I'm getting a lot of text messages or DMs from you guys. This is very, very exciting. This is our masterclass. It's a 5-day masterclass, how to accelerate your career and business goals with one indispensable but often ignored, often overlooked skill. Can anybody guess what that skill might be? We've given you enough hints. If you have a guess for what this skill is going to be that is very, very critical for your career growth, can you please put it in the chat or comments here below? I'm not going to give it away. It's everywhere on our Facebook group. I know you're there. Go ahead and comment for us. As you come in, everybody, can you please write your name and where you are coming in from? It would be just lovely to see all of you guys here. There has been so much momentum, so much energy that's been in this whole process, and we're very, very excited to have you here. Excellent. Okay, so we're still waiting for people to roll in. I have a lot to cover. Okay, before I start going, start speaking more, there is a workbook. Do you all have the workbook? Can you please print it out? It doesn't matter if it's black and white or colored. I have a black and white printer, so I got it black and white. So get this workbook, whether it's black and white or colored, it's fine. There are multiple places you can find this workbook. You should have received an email from us today. Also, you should have gotten many messages from your concierge. If you go into the Facebook group, you will find the workbook in the unit section. You know, in the top, there are all these different little tabs or names of the tabs. So in units, you click on that and you will see workbook or worksheet day 1. So you can download it from there. If you don't have it printed, that's fine too. If you can have it printed while we're waiting for everybody to join, that's great. All right, so I am Jyoti Singhvi, and again, I am your host for tonight. Tell me this, what is it that you would really love to overcome in terms of communication challenges? What is it that you would really love to overcome in terms of communication challenges? So type that in here, and it's just good to get that momentum going. So in the meanwhile, what I want to do is tell you what we're going to do over the next 5 days and what to expect, what to do, and where to find different things. So for the 5 days, we have 5 different topics covered. And let me just go back here and I'll tell you all the topics. All the topics for the 5 days are in our banner. So day 1, today we're going to talk about how you can actually multiply the impact of communication skills or impact on your career and business with communication skills. Day 2, which is tomorrow, we're going to talk about how do you fortify the pillars, the right pillars. We're going to talk about the 2 pillars for desired results. Then on day 3, we're going to talk about delivery. How do you deliver flawlessly for influence and impact? Day 4 is going to be how do you speak with unshatterable confidence and slay nervousness. And day 5, we're going to architect the foundation to accelerate your success. All right, so I went over the 5 days, the schedule, the agenda for the 5 days. So every day we're going to meet here from 3 to 4 p.m. EST. Today is just a little bit of housekeeping and a little bit of an introduction. So it's slightly slower start, but we're going to get rolling and moving every day faster. All right, you all have been assigned a concierge, as I mentioned before. So these concierges are ladies, are lovely ladies, have been working very, very hard behind the scenes. Let's give them a big round of applause. When you work with me in all my programs, this is how we give a big round of applause. It's making a circle. So give our lovely ladies a big round of applause because they're here to help us help you. So if you haven't heard from your concierge yet, it's in your DM, which is your direct messaging. Please look for it, respond to your concierges because they are waiting for your responses. They get very disheartened. They're like, Jyoti, they're not responding. I've emailed or I've DM'd this person a couple of times, 3 times, 4 times, but they're not responding. Chances are that you haven't seen it. A lot of us are not used to seeing DMs. So look out for them. Okay, now I'm glad you're here live and you want to be live here as much as possible, because the energy and the momentum happens in the live. There's going to be action. There's going to be, a lot of power in being here live. In case you want to go back and watch one of these videos, again, the replays will first be placed. They will be pinned, or they will be put in our main group page. But then later on, as the days pass, you can also find them in the units areas. All right. I also want to say that this is as safe a place. Again, when we do these on Zoom, it's a little bit of a closed environment. It's still a closed environment, but I want to create a safe space for you guys to speak up, to talk, to share your ideas, thoughts. You don't know me yet, but once you get to know me, I hope you will open up a little bit more so that I can help you to my best possible abilities. All right, so this is action oriented. We're going to take this worksheet and we're going to work on the worksheet. And you got the concierges, you have the workbooks. Everybody has their workbook. Anybody not have their workbook? There are 3 places you can find the workbooks. So if you have your workbook, just let us know, yes, workbook. Also, is everybody receiving emails from us? If you are not receiving emails, then then you've not registered. If you've registered, you should have received our email, because some of the people kind of not accidentally, just got into this group before the registration was open. All right, cool. So, all right, moving along. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, because you must be wondering, who is this person, Jyoti, and why should I listen to her? And how can she help me? Okay. So my name is Jyoti Singhvi. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. I have been a public speaker for 30 some odd years, a little over 30 years. I'm going to age myself. So I have really, really enjoyed public speaking after I mastered it. Before that, it was painful. I have to tell you that. I was not always a speaker at all. I was actually a very shy, not confident, very timid, very, very quiet person. It was in 4th grade that my principal was making the rounds for the school play. And she literally pulled me out of my quiet chair, and she actually forced me. I mean, we didn't have an option to audition for the school play. I was petrified. I was a kid who didn't even say anything in class. I was the quietest kid in class always. And I was petrified. I didn't know what to do. I've never said anything in front of the entire grade and teachers and everybody. So I just wanted to cry. I was gagging. I wanted to run away. I tried to kind of slide away, but she shoved me back into the room. So I had no option. I said my dialogues. There's only one thing I did. I just said them loud and clear. So next day she comes back announcing whether I made it or not. There were a lot of kids in the school play. So she named everybody. So she did not say my name. Yes, I got saved. I'm not in the school play. That's fantastic. And then I'm starting to read my book again. And last but not least, Jyoti. I'm like, what? Me? No, I don't want to be in the play. Anyways, sometimes things that we think are bad happen for the best, right? So I started being in the school play, and before I knew it, I was always on stage. Either I was performing a musical something or a dance, or I was in a play, or I was speaking all the time, multiple times a year. So that was the journey of me becoming a public speaker. And even though when you think it's hard, I will tell you something. You can totally master it. The good thing is a lot of people here have said it's anxiety, nervousness, lack of confidence when we're speaking. Can I share a good news with you? The good news is 75% of the population suffers from this really, really, really fancy thing called glossophobia. And if you suffer from it, you're not alone. But do you know what glossophobia is? Glossophobia is nothing but the fear of public speaking. So now there's another good news. Not just one, 2 good news. The other good news is if you suffer from it, you can totally overcome it. That sounds like a poem. If you suffer from it, you can totally overcome it. I could probably create a radio jingle with that. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover on day 4, confidence and nervousness. And later on, I I've studied at Harvard, I've studied at MIT, and I have worked at corporations like IBM and KPMG and Cartier. So I used to be in tech, then I moved into luxury goods, and then I started my own luxury goods firm, and then I started this professional development firm, and I'm literally following my passion. There are two things I'm doing right now. I love helping people, love, love, love. And I am very passionate about communication skills, public speaking, and that's what I am helping you to do so that I can help you become great communicators. Now, one more caveat. A lot of you came here for public speaking or confidence or maybe something else. Everything that I teach, either here or in my flagship program, it's related to several parts of communication skills. It's not just public speaking. So it's public speaking, it's presentation skills, it's interpersonal communication, which is what happens every day. We do this every single day of our life. You speak to one person, you speak to many people, you speak to 10 people in a boardroom, in a meeting room. That's a presentation. You're giving a presentation or you're speaking in a meeting. So it covers everything. So it's not just public speaking. And also, while I'm going to be talking about it from the professional standpoint, you can apply a lot of what I'm going to teach you, even in your personal lives. A lot of my students and clients really implement it in how to talk with your spouses or with your kids or with other people in the family or friends. So that happens very frequently because what am I teaching you? I'm teaching you how to communicate well. All right, so diving right into this. So I'm going to start with our presentation as in our workbook. So now everybody thinks that success is related to hard work, persistence, hard work, being smart, work not hard. Everything related to hard work. Yes, that's very, very important. Hard work that produces results, but hard work doesn't always produce results on its own. There's another really important key to your success, which is what? That's communication skills. Nobody really calls communication skills as an essential part of success. However, McKinsey & Company says analytical skills are important. However, soft skills and communication skills are extremely important for the success of a project or an organization. Now, why are we saying that this is important? Just imagine, can you get anything really done? Maybe you finish up a project on your own, yeah? But what are you going to do with that product or project? You have to share it with somebody. For you to move it further along, you have to get somebody to buy in. You have to get somebody to, if you are in a corporate environment or if you are working on your own or you are an entrepreneur, whatever it is, first of all, you need a team. Sometimes you can do things on your own, but you need a team to collaborate and work on a project and to move it to fruition. Then you need to do a lot of selling of everything all through the process. But then eventually, whatever is going to happen, who is the end client of this project, process, program, product, service that you're going to create? You have to do what to that client? You have to do the sales and marketing to that client, right? And multiple clients. What is that? That's communication skills. So that is communication in terms of your project and product, but also in your real life, everyday life. You're doing something very frequently. What is that? That's influencing, right? So there are, I said two. So in your workbook, you can just write 2 most important keys to success: hard work ethic, whatever you want to call it. Maybe we should call it work ethic, and communication skills. I'm asking you to write this down because in terms of learning, if you just listen to me, your mind is going to go somewhere else pretty quickly, right? We all have monkey brains. And you will also forget because we listen. Okay, this sounds like I kind of know this. You listen, you move on. But when you write, there is magic that happens, right? This connection of paper with pen, and when you're writing, the whole connection, the whole circuit is complete and it kind of connects to your brain. It stays up here longer, and your brain, it will be fed into your subconscious mind, and you're going to start thinking about these things. Now, 13 ways. Actually, I've written 13. I have 15 ways, I believe. Yeah, it should be 15. Cross that out. 15 ways you must activate to make an impact with your communication skills. You guys want to tell me what are some of the ways you want to type in here? Let's make it interactive here. What are some of the ways that we use communication skills to actually boost and move our goals and our agendas forward? If we don't move our goals and our agendas forward, how do we make an impact, right? So let's see, type it in, my friends. And for all the people who are just joining, could you please say where you are joining from? This is an interactive workshop, so please write that down here. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Speak to the audience's priorities. Okay, that is an important part, and that is foreshadowing one of our upcoming sessions. So so that's a really good point. Get connected to the listener. Okay, get connected to the listener. Okay, very cool. What else? What else? I'm waiting. What else? How can you activate, or what are the 15 ways you can actually make an impact? And you need to do this. We all need to do this frequently, not all 15, but a lot of them, to move our careers and our goals forward. Gabby said, an effective speaker can move forward by being confident. Sure. Marketing, yes. Ask for public opinions. Okay, great, great. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, now, here are the things. First things first, you guys all have great ideas. You're smart. Where do the great ideas go? Do you always share them? Yes or no? Do you always share them? Or a lot of times the ideas just stay here. What are they going to say about me? The last time I shared an idea, it was knocked down. I'm not going to talk about it. I think it's going to be a stupid idea. That person, they'll always love their other person's ideas, so I'm just going to keep my idea to myself. Or maybe you share it. You do share your idea, but it doesn't go anywhere. Maybe you weren't influential enough at that point or at that time, or you did not communicate it in a way that it could be moved forward. Maybe the timing wasn't right, whatever it is. So the first thing is to share your ideas. Share your ideas so that you can start building this whole chain, this energetic chain to turn your ideas to bring them to fruition. If you don't share, they don't really happen. Even when for the ideas to happen, even if you are a solo person working, you are sharing your ideas with yourself, right? If you keep the ideas just up here in your head, they don't move anywhere. So sharing your ideas. So I was talking to a very senior executive at a top, I'm not even going to give you the category of the industry, top retail brand. How about that? Top retail brand, it's a consumer brand. And as we were talking, he said, Jyoti, you're absolutely right. It is so important to articulate your ideas in the most effective way, because otherwise they just literally sit somewhere in your head and they will eventually rot away. And somewhere deep down within that idea was phenomenal. That idea could have either generated millions and hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue for the company, or it would have done really, really well for you if it was communicated really well. So that idea could be communicating something to your client and communicating something within your organization. Also, let me just say this, because everybody is coming from different walks of life and different types of professions. Some of you guys are authors, some of you guys want to be speakers, some of you work in the corporate world, some of you guys are consultants, some of you guys are entrepreneurs, some of you guys are executives, guys and gals, excuse me. Some of you are teachers, some of you are YouTubers. So you all are coming from different areas. If I can just kind of call it a presentation, but I mean presentation and communication. And if I can just take one or two examples for everything that I say, for example, within your company, when I say within your company, just imagine whatever that could mean for you, so that I don't have to hash out everything multiple times. So I invite you really to take whatever I'm saying and apply it to your situation. So sharing your ideas, if you don't share your ideas, they don't come to fruition, or they stay small, they don't become big. Now, for them to also become big, you have to collaborate and you have to work with cross-functional teams. Even if you are a small business owner, or if you work at a smaller company, we collaborate with different teams. We have vendors, we have marketing people, we have finance people, we have accounting people, we have product people, we have operations people, and we are constantly collaborating with them. So what happens if the product team did not talk to the customer team properly, and the customer team did not relay the messaging from the customer journey to the product team clearly? What's going to happen to the product? Maybe you were supposed to create a product like this, a widget like this, and then it turns into a widget like this, maybe. Just a very simple example, right? But it becomes a game of telephone, right? The message comes from here, and by the time it goes to all the different teams, whoever your team is and whatever the size of the team is, you could be in a multi-billion-dollar organization, and then it becomes even more challenging. So communicating easily and effectively with the cross-functional teams is also very important for your success and the success of your projects and the success of your organization. So that's the second thing. So the first one is sharing your ideas. So now we're doing question number 2. So 13 or 15 ways you must activate your communication skills. You must activate to make an impact with your communication skills. So the first one is share your ideas, so you can write that down. Second one is collaborate with cross-functional teams, because that's very important. If you don't collaborate with cross-functional teams, you're probably not going to be in that organization for too long, right? Because you're not a team player, or you're just not effective working with that team. Now, for you to share your impact, the impact that you're generating. So we all work, feverishly, working hard, but if you're not sharing your impact and that you're creating, the amazing work that you're producing, the value that you're generating, if you're not creating that, if you're not sharing it with the world around you, and by the world I mean the bosses, the peers, the bosses, the executives, whoever is in your circle, your career is not going to go anywhere. Or if you are, again, in business, entrepreneur, or running a business, then it could be your customers, it could be your vendors, it just could be your industry, your community. Well, you know what? Gabby has this amazing service. You should, if you need that, Gabby is your go-to person, right? Because everybody knows about Gabby, because Gabby has been talking about it. If she wasn't talking about it, then nobody would know it. And Gabby's fantastic service or product is going to stay with Gabby, right? Hype% does a lot of great marketing. Is that correct, Hype? HP? So if HP is marketing, I think that's what you guys do. If nobody talks about, if you guys are not, tooting your own horn in a nice way, nobody would know it, and you wouldn't get the clients and the recognition that you need and the revenues. Now, to inform people, we constantly have to inform people. So you're communicating to inform people about different things, about the skills, the expertise, about the project, about the product. Inform, that's pretty simple. Next is inspiring. You need to communicate to inspire people around you. What am I doing? I'm inspiring you right now. That is my goal. I hope I'm inspiring you in some way, shape, or form at some point during this, but getting you to action. I'm inspiring you to think broadly about your success and how communication plays a very important role. Again, remember, hard work is only one thing. It's so one-dimensional. You have to really add on all these aspects of communication skills to just keep moving that whole ball of hard work forward. Otherwise, it will just kind of be, you'll be like a hamster spinning on the hamster wheel and not going anywhere, right? So communication skills actually move that car. Like they take that hamster wheel out of that little thing that it's plugged in, take it out and get the wheel rolling. It gets everything in momentum for you. So that's why we are communicating. All right. Then, very important. So you inform, you inspire, and then there is influencing. We constantly are influencing people. And inform, inspire, and influence, they kind of go together. You have to influence. You're even influencing a little baby at home. And you're influencing people around you in the community. Use less plastic. That could be influencing, right? Vote for him, vote for her, whatever, vote. That's influencing. Or at work, you're influencing all the time. Please give me budget for my project, me, my project. Or please approve this. Or let's move forward in this direction because this makes sense. Or let's get a budget for this kind of technology. Or let's go after that one target audience or target customer base, whatever you want to do. Also, just FYI, my background is, as I mentioned, is in tech and retail. So perhaps there might be a larger majority of examples coming from that area. I really invite you to take whatever I'm saying and apply it in your industry. It would be difficult for me to apply it to every industry, but I'm going to try my very best. Now, helping others. When you have a certain expertise or skill or the experience level, if you share your ideas, if you speak more, you're going to help people. You're going to help them within your organization. You want to do that, and you're going to help them outside, right? We're mentoring people. We are giving talks. We are writing things. We are inviting people to just kind of do a one-on-one with them so that we can help them. Again, I feel that in the beginning, I said I'm marrying two of my passions. I really love to help people. I don't even have the words for it, but it just makes me come alive. And I love communication skills. So I'm marrying those two, and I'm helping people to really master communication skills for a fantastic career, business, and life for themselves. So if you don't help people, so a lot of your personal satisfaction comes from helping people. So that is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 is helping others, right? So you want to help others. Now, when you help others, you're doing multiple things. Not only are you helping, but you are creating this ally system. That brings me to the next point. I hope you guys are writing this down. You're creating this personal visibility and personal branding, which you have to constantly do. You have to you have to make sure that people around you know who you are, do what you do. And when I say around you, not just your immediate circle around you at work, home, community, friend circle, yes, but in your industry. They really need to know who you are. How do you do that? By speaking up more, by sharing water cooler conversation. Yeah, you can talk about the weather, but you're wasting your 2 minutes, and you ran into the maybe SVP or the CEO of your organization, and you just talk about the weather, you just wasted 2 minutes. That is a good time for you to share something that you do, so that this person knows the amazing things that you are doing. There are techniques. There's a very specific strategy to follow that. But you want to speak more in industry conferences, summits, etc. You want to really be present, front and center, so that you create this pull effect versus a push effect. So what does that mean? This is a marketing term. So let's say Coca-Cola is doing a lot of push effect with all their advertising. We all know that Coke is not good for our health, so that's a push effect. And then they come with vitamin water. I can't remember if Pepsi owns them or Coke owns them. Don't know who owns them, but they are, they purchase that. And then now they're talking about not about this fantastic, red truck, which is bringing Santa and Coca-Cola, and the thirst is quenched, and it's really not quenched with such a high chemical drink. But now they have vitamin water, and they're going to say, oh, this is really good for you. It adds the vitamins, and our fast-paced lives, and we don't get all the right nutrition, and this water not only hydrates you, but it also provides all the vitamins. Wow, that's great. I think I'm going to drink more water if I have that vitamin water. I'm going to go buy it. So what did they do? They created that pull effect. They're solving my problem, and they created that pull effect. So they're not trying to push the product on me like Coke, but they're trying to get me to come into the stores or order it on Amazon myself. So pull versus push effect. And you do that by creating that visibility around you. How do you create that visibility around you? By communicating, right? Now, one more thing. When I say communicating, which is going to come in later, let me just jump to the next page. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, we'll come back here because I just want to clarify something. Page number 3, second question, there are 3 types of communication. So 3 types of communication. Actually, there are more, but for this purpose, we're just going to stick to 3. It's verbal communication. You all know verbal communication, right? It's using your words. It's non-verbal communication. You're not saying anything. You could be speaking, but non-verbal is still coming along with that. And then it's also your written communication. So you're writing something on LinkedIn or on Facebook, or you're writing a blog, or you are writing an email to somebody, or you're writing a book. A lot of you guys in here are authors, right? So that's your nonverbal communication. So these 3 kinds of communications are the ones that you would use to create that personal visibility. Then how else are you going to be creating an impact using communication? This is what we're talking about. 15 ways you can create an impact in your career goals and your life goals and your business goals with communication skills. So by pitching and selling, you're pitching and selling your ideas, you're pitching and selling yourself. Let's say it's at your job or it's with a client, your services, your products, you're pitching and selling that all the time. Or you're looking for a new job, or you're in career transition. That's pitching and selling, right? Pitching, selling, marketing, like Anne said that earlier. So we need to do that too based on what we are trying to sell. Even if you're not in sales and marketing in your organization, you have a phenomenal idea, you have to pitch and sell it so that people you get a buy-in and you can get that idea forward moving. Then to exercise leadership, you need communication skills. You can be a leader by example. You can lead by example, by doing the right thing, but that's still also communication skills. But a lot of leaders do need to speak. And also, so to be a good leader, you need communication skills. It doesn't just mean to stand on a podium and, my dear friends and colleagues, I am so delighted to have you here. Now we have a great mission for our company. This is where we're going to go in 2021. Sure, you could do that. But there could be simpler ways also to exert and exercise leadership. So for leadership, you need excellent communication skills. Ooh la la. Networking. Networking is very, very important. And I will combine networking is one, and then the next one is relationships. So networking within your organization and externally. So it's always who you know, right? What you know is important, but who you know is extremely important. And to do all of that, you have to communicate. You have to talk to this new person you just met, or you have to reach out to this new person on LinkedIn or another social media, and that's how you connect with them. This is really, really important for you to move your, again, careers and your businesses forward, because you need this whole network around you to keep things moving forward. In my flagship program, we have a whole module on networking and relationship building, and I kind of combine relationships. Relationships, when I talk about relationships, though, that I mean is relationship building within the people you already know, within your organization or your industry, and you're just kind of enhancing them and strengthening those relationships. Perhaps you have, wow, I have so much to cover, but we're kind of running out of time. Perhaps you have a little bit of a rough time with somebody at your organization. How do you change that and make it a more fruitful and productive relationship? Number 14. Why else do you need to communicate? So you need to communicate all of these for all of these reasons, but then if you're not communicating, you're not getting the results, the rewards, the recognition, the promotion, the raises, the new clients, the increased revenue. If you're not communicating, you're not getting any of that. You can create an excellent product, and here, it's going to sit here on the shelf. Why? Because we did not communicate to market the product. We did not communicate to sell the product. So to get, again, just to kind of highlight everything, you need to get the promotion, the raises, the product, the revenues, the increased sales. No matter what you do, to more listeners, more viewers, more likes, more publishers to publish your books, more collaborations, more affiliates, whatever you want to do, right? Get that new job. You need to communicate. And recognition and rewards, I just said that separately. All right, so those are the 15 things. Do you guys have them? After that, can you share? Yes, we can share the bullet points. That's fine. Now, we have, moving on to page 3, what happens when you are not communicating effectively? What happens when you're not communicating effectively? Practically all the things that we talked about here, none of them are happening. You are not, it's going to become very, very difficult to get the promotion, the raises, the recognition in your organization, to get the new clients, to get the increased revenue, to get the products moving forward, the projects moving forward. It's just going to be very, very difficult. Just imagine, just go back. Some of your successful projects. What did you do? How did you move them forward? Did you have to talk to anybody? Yes? No? Yes? Right? Everything has to be talking. I was doing a presentation for Harvard women, and that was about productivity and sanity in these times of COVID while working from home. One of the key elements was communicating not only with people at work and just kind of like creating that whole expectation setting that now my work hours are going to be different as a working mother, because now I have little kids at 5 years old, 7 years old, or 3 years old who I have to homeschool. But at the same time, talking at work too, honey or husband or whoever else is at home, tell them, I'm going to be working from these 2 hours from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you can't disturb me. If you need anything, you just come, knock gently and come in, so that kids don't think that mommy is working from home and you can barge in anytime. So that's one example. Or daddy, it could be daddy too. Mommies and daddies have the same problem around this time. So why I'm saying that is because communication skills are not only important at work, but also at home. What am I doing right now? I have this really incredible 5-day masterclass running. I had to communicate to my family that I'm going to be totally gone. You are seeing me only for this 1 hour, but my team has put in months and months of time behind this, right? So I'm not showing up for anything at home. I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm doing nothing. So I had to communicate because I had to do that expectation setting so that I get the time to pour into this masterclass. All right, so you got that picture, right? You got the point, because communication is really, really important to get anything you want in life or in your careers. All right, unless you're Einstein or unless you're Edison and you are just kind of sitting on your own and trying to come up with all these intuitive and scientific ideas, perhaps sometimes it works, but in our day and age, we all need communication skills. All right, now let's go into the personal part of this workshop, because this time what we're talking about is how do you really use communication skills to create a high impact for your career and your professional goals. Now, what are your, so I am on slide 4 or the page 4. What are your personal, professional, and impact goals in the next 0 to 3 months, in the next 12 months, and next 5 months? So you're going to write this down. Please take a minute and write this down. What do you want to achieve in the next 3 months, in the next 12 months, in the next year, entire 2021, and the 5 years? I write the 5-year goals because it's a long-term goal. 3 years to get us into 3 months, get us into action, because if you just write an annual goal, you're going to be like, yeah, I have the whole 12 months, I'll figure it out. I want you guys to get into action fast so that you can start seeing results for yourself fast, because otherwise 2021 is going to be kind of like 2022. We can't have, a year like this again for ourselves. I mean, socially and health-wise, I think it might still be very enclosed and still very secluded and social distancing, but we want to make it very productive for ourselves. So take some time and write this down. So write down professionally, what do you want to achieve? Personally, what do you want to do? And what kind of impact do we want to generate? We don't need to make an impact after we retire, after we're so much older, after we got so many $1 million in our bank accounts, or so many hundreds of thousands of dollars or euros in our bank accounts. We can start making an impact now too. But start with your career goals, business or professional goals. Guys, I will share you the 15 bullet points later. So what we'll do is we'll post it in there. Maybe we'll put it in the unit section, or we will we'll put it in the unit section. Or we will, let's see, we'll let you know. Once you're done with your goals, does anybody want to share with me in the next 3 months what their goals are? Okay, launch my coaching business. Okay, so that's what Robert said, launch my coaching business. And then you can launch it. Launching is only one part. It takes a lot of hard work to launch it. And then you have to start getting clients, right? Do a short course on mental health. So you want to develop a course selection? Is that what you're saying? Publish an ebook, right? Your book is published, but what are you going to do? You have to get the readership. You have to get more eyes on it. Maybe you want to become a speaker. Finish tech school, but you're in marketing. Get into public speaking as a gig. In 3 months, have my first gig. Okay, all right. Very good. Very, very good. Excellent. So you guys all have good goals. Some of it you will, work internally, but even then you'll have to call up a mentor or somebody else who's ahead of you, and you will need them to guide you through the process. You will have to hire some people to help you move things along. So communication skills will be very, very important. And just the launch or the publishing or the start of something is only the start. I've done that. But then you have to go out there and sell and market it. Get people excited by a new concept we are designing so that we can find supporters. Exactly, Nerman. That is all about communication skills. Absolutely. I can't wait to hear about it. Now, what would you gain when you achieve these goals? Now, financially, what in the next 1 year, what kind of financial goals do you have? I want to make so many hundreds and thousands of dollars, or millions of dollars, or hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever you want to make, or euros. I know I have people here from all over the world. What would it do to my health and my happiness? I'll feel elated. I'll feel really great. I'll be working out more. What would it do? What would it do to my family? Your family, I mean. I will be able to spend more time with my family. I will have more money to spend with my family. I'll be able to go on vacations. We'll be able to buy certain things that we've been wanting to buy, or I will be able to retire my husband or my wife, or we will move into a new home, whatever it means for you. John said, find some stages to talk. Do Facebook ad campaign to market for coaching clients. Yes, absolutely. Still a student. Okay, high percent, you're still a student. Okay, got it. So what does it do to you? Write that down. Personal well-being. Are you going to be working like a dog, or are you going to have some kind of a work-life balance for you as you achieve this goal? I'm saying as you have achieved this goal, maybe in the next year or 2 years, whatever it is. I'm not talking about the 3-month goal, but as you've achieved like the big goal, because your goal is not just to launch your product or book or coaching or the new idea. It is actually to grow it to something, right? Grow it to certain level, certain revenue. So we are all, no, I don't think any of you is doing pro bono work here, right? So we're all doing this work to meet, create, and sustain our lifestyles that we want. Robert, excitement. Okay. Create excitement. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. Now, okay. So he's answering the next question. How would you feel when you achieve these goals? So that is really important. How would you feel? I would feel satisfied. I would feel like I've made it. I feel excited. I feel happy. I would feel like I've accomplished something. What else would you feel? Tell me how you would feel. I want you to just close your eyes and just imagine you have achieved this goal in the next year, 2 years, whatever the timeline is for you. And how do you feel? Just close your eyes and then also type it, and open your eyes and type it. I want to hear it. I want to hear the excitement. We all want to root for you. We want to send you positive energy. So Nerman said, measurable changes for others who have not been as fortunate in life as I have been while making a basic income. Okay, great. That would make you feel very satisfied, because a lot of the happiness and satisfaction comes in us being able to help other people. Now, I want to ask you this also. Going on to page number 6. If you don't achieve your goals, unfortunately, if you don't achieve your goals, what would happen? How would you feel? And what would the negative effect be in your life? Financially, health-wise, impact that you can generate, family-wise, personal well-being, your lifestyle, and how would you be feeling about it? So how would you feel? For some godforsaken reason, you don't meet your goal in the next year or 2 years, even though you're working so hard. It's not just about the product that you're going to create. It's going to be about communicating it to get out there, get in the hands of the right people, and get it moving. Like, that's how you grow anything. The impact that you would have is by growth, and that needs communication. So disappointed, feel very bad. And then also, almost like self-pity, introspection, and plug loopholes, and instead of lamenting, move on. That's good too. I like that positive spirit. Yes. But then again, there is that negativity, right? That I didn't do it. I didn't make it. I wasn't successful enough, right? So So, okay, I understand. I just want you to remember that feeling. Now, page number 7, what's coming in your way to achieving these goals? What's coming in your way to achieving these goals in terms of your skills and your work ethic, right? Are there any skill gaps that you have? Is there any work ethic gap? You know how to do this, but you're not getting to doing it. What is the communication gap? Are you sharing the idea enough? Do you need to hear more from your end customer, whoever you're creating this from? Or once you have it created, you think you can create it, but how do I get it out in the world? How would you do that? Be speaking about this with conviction, with articulation, with engagement. How do I sell it to my prospective clients, and whoever that clients could be? They could be your readers, they could be your followers, they could be your actual clients, or they could be your clients within your organization. And one more thing I want to say, communication is not just outward communication, it's also internal communication, which is your mindset. Mindset is really, really big. How you're thinking about things is very, very important. How you're thinking about things is very important, because if you keep thinking, I can't do it, or I screwed up the last time, or I couldn't do it the last time, or they laughed at me this time, you will not be able to do it. And that's not only true for your enterprise or whatever you're doing. Let's just call it your venture. Let's call it venture, right? Whatever you want to do. But also for your communication skills. You know what? I'm not a good influencer. You know what? I'm not a funny person. I can never engage anybody. You know what? I cannot be an articulate person. I'm not that. They were laughing at me. They never listened to me. So whatever it is, I can never sell anything. Whatever it is, that's a mindset gap. Sorry, yeah, that's a negative mindset that is going to hold you down. I'll just tell you something which you should write down, and you guys all have heard this before. It is this: if you say you can, you will. If you say you can't, you definitely won't. So you'll never be able to do that. So, all right. So overwhelm, Robert, understand overwhelm. Expertise, Selection said. Leads and enrollment discussions. Yes. So leads and enrollment discussions, definitely communication skills. Overwhelm is more about your work ethic, your communication, the mindset, and communicating with your team. Because to manage overwhelm, and also your time management will come into play, right? And you'll have to delegate, and that's your team communication. So I've been communicating with my team often, very, very closely, and they've just really, really scaled their expertise and scaled their performance. And yes, hats off to them, but hats off to our two-way communication too. Okay, all right. So you have these. Which ones, in terms of communication skills, which ones are the most important for you to overcome? And did we highlight something else? Now, communication, a lot of times when you got into this program, a lot of you guys said, I want to be more articulate, more engaging, more this, more that. Have new communication things come into the picture that I have thrown a light on that you cannot have a blind spot towards. Has something new also appeared in your front view, in your side view, in your rear view, because it is a 360-degree view of everybody around you, and you need to work with them. So people, if you have to leave, I know we're going to go over time a little bit. Please show up. Tomorrow we'll see you again for the next round, which is going to be the 2 pillars, 2 really, really critical pillars of communication skills. And 3 p.m. we're going to see you at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So but we're still going on. We're going strong. We're not ending it here, but I know people might have a hard stop at 4 o'clock. So I just wanted to let you know that. So in communication skills, tell me what are some of the things that are really, really critical for you, because again, this is a communication skills program. So that's what I'm going to focus on then. Anything? Nothing? All right. Nothing? Anything you want to write about your communication skills that has jumped out, or you already knew it and it's still the same? All right. Now, what I want to do is number 8, going on to the last slide or the last page of the worksheet. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how important is it to you for you to achieve these goals? and how committed are you? So that when I say the number 10 or number 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever 4 you take, it's important and commitment, both, right? Both are combined. So write down your number here. Even if you're a 4 or a 5, maybe you have a full-time job and you are trying to do something else. But it doesn't mean I don't have the time or I don't have the, I just want to see how committed you are and how important it is for you. It's kind of like life and death. That's what I'm trying to see. Okay, 9, 10. All right. What else? And also give us your why. Give me your why. And you know what? I also know this because you guys have all been engaged with me before this too. You all have been talking with me. So know the importance of transmitting information briefly. Of course, very important. Yesterday I was teaching one class and some of my clients just went on and on and on and just rambling. And I had to stop them. And I'm like, you can't be in a work meeting or a client meeting and go on and on and on. You need to think it through and figure it out. I'm reinventing myself, so I'm completely committed. Okay, good job, Robert. I love it. Anne is 10 plus. John, good. I love it. You guys are so good. This is such an inspiring group. We're going to have a good time. We're going to make progress together. I love it. All right. Okay, did everybody give me their numbers? So, and some of you guys have told me why too. So I don't see any 4s or 5s. Are there any 4s, 5s, 3s, 2s, 1s? There's nothing wrong with it. But if you are there, you're just not going to do the work. That's fine. You do the work only when you're very hungry, very motivated, right? It's either this or do or die type of thing. That's when we do the work. When it's comfy, cushy, not much is going to change in your life. Okay. I will not kid you. Everything is work. The other thing is I want to leave you with is knowing that everything is work. I hope you guys are going into doing something that you really enjoy and getting the results that you really want. So you want to get into flow state so that you enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough ride. Okay? So that's just something I want to leave you with. Now, what will you do to conquer these most important aspects to achieve your goals so that you can live the life you want, have the career and professional and business success that you want? So whatever you said that you needed to do in your skills and work ethic, what are you going to do? In your communication skills, how are you going to upgrade them? In your mindset, how are you going to upgrade them? And investing in yourself and your goals, what are you going to do? So if you can share that with me, like your little blurb about all 4 of them here, that would be really helpful. The reason why I'm asking you to share is because, again, I know what you're going to be doing, because then it helps me keep that in mind as I'm speaking further along during this journey together. And also it inspires all of us. So maybe somebody says that I'm going to become really good at, time management, and I am going to become an excellent, confident communicator. Okay, that would give somebody else an idea that they may want to do that too. So as specific as you can get, that would be helpful. Don't just say I want to be a confident communicator, because that doesn't mean much. I want to pitch to my customers very confidently, or I want to be very succinct while sharing my ideas, or I want to really master organizational skills or time management or writing skills, whatever it is, or social media, like Anne said. So I like how engaged you guys all are. This is our last worksheet. So you can write it in the worksheet and then you can type it out here. And while you're typing it, I will just tell you what's next for tomorrow. So tomorrow, again, we're doing the 2 pillars of communication skills, and they're very, very critical. And while you're doing that, also, I want to remind you, if you can invite other friends and colleagues who are ambitious professionals, who are kind of like a 9 or 10 like you, who really want to move forward with their next journey, either their business or their current careers, please share the link with them. Sarah, could you share the link for the registration page here, the bit.ly one? So selection wants to become a good teacher, mastermind with people, get a coach, get education. Yes. So that's your skills. Yep. Mindset, focus on mindfulness. Totally. So I'm hearing a lot of personal skill upgrade, right? Reskilling, upgrade. And then I'm also hearing a lot of the communication part to self, which is mindset and mindfulness, and to the rest of the world around you, whoever that would be, all the different entities. Again, those entities could be your customers, could be your vendors, could be your publishers, could be your followers, could be your colleagues, could be your bosses, could be your prospects, could be just people out there in the internet. But you don't want to talk, if you're talking to people on the internet, which all of you guys will have to, social media, internet, You have to specify who you're going to be talking to. Absolutely. Okay. All right. So sounds good. That's good. I want you guys have all written it down. Keep this worksheet handy because we will refer to it during the course, during our journey of 5 days. Let me take some questions. Anybody have any questions for me? Anybody have questions? Please type it in. No questions? If you don't have questions, you can just write no. If you have a question, just write question. All right. Was this helpful? Is this helpful? So this is kind of like, this was just setting the lay of the land, because again, a lot of times we don't realize how important communication skills are for you in helping you just achieving your goals, whatever those goals are, creating the life that you want to create. We just don't think of it like that. But communication is part of everything, everything. Whether you want to speak on social media, or you want to speak to yourself, or you want to become a good teacher, or you want to become a good coach, everything is communication skills. So yeah, I'm just trying to see. Yep. The importance of transmitting information. Excellent. Yes. All right. What is the biggest breakthrough you experienced in learning about communication? You know what? Biggest breakthrough for me, and I'm going to talk about a lot of the things during our journey in the 5 days, but this is the biggest breakthrough. Communication is such an important part of our everyday life for us to achieve anything, do anything, experience anything. You want to experience a great dinner, you want to experience a great adventure, you have to communicate to even get there, right? Unless you're just going solo. But if you are living in a community, friends, family, whatever, you have to communicate for that too. So it is actually quite revealing for me how important and how persistent and how widespread this communication skills is. We just take it for granted. A lot of times I just say, why are you stifling? Stop stifling your voice, because many of us stifle our voices. We don't say what we feel like. I mean, you have to filter it, you have to tone it, you have to craft it in a way that it's not offensive. But a lot of times, even the most benign things we'll just hold back because we just don't want to ruffle feathers, or we just don't want to bother anybody, and we don't get it. Can I just give you one simple example? So yeah, that was Robert, that was my biggest breakthrough, how pertinent communication is in just our entire lives. And for me, I never had a coach like you guys, right? I have learned it on my own, but how long did it take me? Decades. And I've made unsurmountable amount of mistakes. I have made crazy mistakes. Not my fault. I don't want to say it was my fault, but I didn't know any better, right? There was a time I was speaking in front of 2,000 people in the audience, 2,000 people in the audience, and I completely forgot what I had to say, and I completely had this fumble, and literally, and I was stammering. I stopped, then I forgot, and then I ended up crying in front of those 2,000 people of the audience. And then the hosts had to, like, very gently and graciously ask me to just leave the stage, and somebody just took over. How embarrassing is that? That is embarrassing, right? So that's a big mistake I made. I made other mistakes too. So that's why I'm teaching this, because I don't want you guys to make these mistakes. A lot of the things that you're saying, everybody's saying, it's one thing, right? Social media, or I want to communicate well to my clients, or I want to, I don't know, be a successful entrepreneur, coach, service provider, whatever it is. You're going to have to communicate your head off. It's just going to be a lot, right? So it's best, it's in your best interest to master it right now while you still can, while you're not juggling so many different balls. Once your organizations are launched, then you'd have so much else going on. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Anything else? Can I answer anything else for you guys? All right. No? Should we leave? All right. So nice to see you guys. Stay in touch with me. Stay in touch with your concierges. Can you give the 15 bullet points? Okay, do you want me to run those through fast? Okay, why don't I just run those through fast, the 15 bullet points. Also, your worksheet for today, for tomorrow, I think it will be in the unit section by tomorrow morning. So just look in the unit section in the morning, sometime 10 a.m. EST, and print it out, and then we'll see you there. So I'm going to run through those 15 things. So why are communication skills really important? What aspects of communication skills are important for you to boost your career and your goals? Share your ideas, right, so that they can come to fruition. If you don't share your ideas, they don't come to fruition. Collaborate with cross-functional teams. Share your impact. This is really important. Share the amazing work that you're doing, the value you're creating, what you're generating with your bosses, with the people around you, even if it's not your bosses, even in your industry, right? People around you need to know that you are so talented at A, B, and C. If you don't, then nobody knows about you. You want to inform people about your subject matter. You want to inspire people, and you want to influence people, right? You're influencing people all the time. You're helping others, and helping others does a lot of different things. You're definitely helping them, but then you're also building those relationships and building those allies. You want to create personal visibility. All these are parts of communication skills. So these are communication skills you need to do that will help you boost your career. You want to pitch and sell and market, whatever that would be, your ideas, yourself, your product and service, your book. You want to create expert positioning for yourself. That is very important. And that is, that's like an art in itself. And I teach that in my flagship course also. Leadership, you want to exercise leadership. You want to develop yourself as a strong leader. Networking within your organization and outside your organization, in your industry. Relationships, building relationships with people you know or you're just getting to know. Getting the financial benefits. So for you to get the financial benefits, promotions, raises, increased revenue, sales, clients, and the recognitions and the rewards that you truly deserve and want. I'll just give you an example about recognition and reward. So when I worked at KPMG, I was doing all my job, right? Doing your job to the best possible ability is table stakes. That's just not enough, right? That's just, you have to do it. And, I was moving along fine. Nobody ever knew me. Nobody ever recognized me. And then suddenly I started creating this, I said networking and relationship building. I created this whole platform where all the people from different organizations, different offices of KPMG can start collaborating, sharing ideas. Everything is communication skills, sharing ideas and connecting, collaborating, helping each other. So first of all, I created this product which helped everybody. And what was I doing? I was starting to create visibility for myself. Everybody now knew who Jyoti was. What happened at the end of the year? I got this award I forgot the name of the award. It was called the Connectivity Award because I created this whole platform and process, and it was on the internet. Back then, they didn't have anything like that. And the whole company could now be connected and united in a productive way, right? Now we could share best practices, we could share resources, we could share, okay, this project is available, I need a resource like that, etc. Okay, so that was the example of doing exactly the same thing, but now that I am speaking up more and creating more visibility, I get this award. Okay, all right, so thank you so much for being here. It was lovely to have you. Keep rocking. Think about the worksheet. Go back, take a look at the worksheet, and then we're going to talk again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.